That refresh you've been putting off until the right deal came along? It's here! Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale is happening now, so you can finally get the style you've been waiting for less. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey there, my name is Ed Placencia. Welcome to Grounds for Gaming, and I've saved you a seat. Hi there, how are you? Thank you for sitting down with me. I hope you've been doing well. I've been doing pretty well. I gotta tell you, I've got no complaints. And if I did have any complaints, they're not really worth complaining about. And they would be complaints that, if those are my complaints, then life's not too bad. I want to give a big shout out and thank you again to Chris CW719, who was on the podcast last week. I hope you enjoyed that conversation. I know I did. It's always good to check in with Chris during his live streams, and it was really cool to just interact and talk in real time with him. It was a lot of fun to record, and I hope you've been enjoying Chris's streams. I trust you've been popping over there and seeing what's going on. He's doing his thing, man, and he's doing it really, really well. I love watching good people do good work. Know what I mean? I believe the last time I spoke on here, again, because we had Chris on last week, we took a week off of a regular ESPRESSO version of the podcast. And so I believe the last time that I talked to you, Sarah had just gotten back from her trip to Florida, and everything here in the household is as it should be once again. We are actually getting ready to take a trip this weekend. We are going to Hocking Hills, Ohio. I've never heard of it, but when I tell anyone that we're going there, they're like, "Oh, it's so beautiful." And the area we're going to is a very picturesque area, a lot of woods, a lot of caves, a lot of hiking, and we found a Verbo that allows dogs. So we're taking the two boys, Batman and Harvey Dent, and we're taking them with us. It's about a 3-hour drive from here. And I didn't tell Sarah where we're staying. I didn't show her any pictures. She's gonna really like it, I think. So it should be a good time. We're leaving on Saturday morning and we'll be getting back on Monday. So next week's podcast might be a little late. It should be okay, though, because we're going to be getting back, I believe, in the early afternoon. So usually I record these episodes on Monday night, edit them, and release them the next day. So I'll definitely be sure to let you know what we did, what we discovered, how it went. And yeah, I've really been excited about this the last few weeks as it gets closer and closer and closer. Very much looking forward to it. Gaming-wise, it's been a lot of Overwatch, to no one's surprise. The new hero Demon has already been buffed, and in the lower ranks where I reside, she is kicking butt. But I've been having a lot of fun playing Sombra. She is probably one of the most hated characters because she's just very, very annoying. And you know what? It's kind of fun to jump into the game, wreak some havoc, be a little scamp, and it's totally allowed. It's kind of fun to just go in there and mess with people and have a good time. So I've been having fun. The matchmaking this season seems to be really, really broken. The matchmaking in Overwatch has always been kind of bad, and this season it seems to really be bad. And it's either you steamroll the other team or the other team steamrolls you. It's mostly been the latter. And I always say, I don't mind losing. I just want it to be a close game. I want us to be fighting to the very end, going into overtime, really forcing myself to do work and do my best out there. And when it's a steamroll on either side, I just prefer it be a close game. It's not fun for anyone, I think, when you're stomping on someone else or someone's stomping on you. Yeah, a win is nice, but sometimes it's kind of like, I kind of feel dirty. But fortunately, Overwatch Matchmaker makes sure that the wins are few and far between, at least if you're Eduardo. And it's a good thing this game is fun because, man, it's been a kind of a stressful, not a stressful season, just a frustrating season that, well, here we go. Usually I can tell within the first 30 seconds, this is going to be bad. This is going to hurt. And it kind of makes it a little easier to just not care about the loss and just be like, well, I guess I'll try this character and see what I can do. And I might as well practice this character. We're going to lose. And so, yeah, I'll take this time to practice on a hero that I'm not that good with. I don't know how long it's been that I've been mentioning Crimson Desert and how I need to get back into it. And I did hop in for a little bit, about an hour or so on a stream. And it took me a little bit to get my footing, remember the controls and what have you. And it was nice to be back in. I do like the world. It's such a huge game. I love it so much. It's a lot of fun. It's just very, very, very big. And I almost streamed it again today. I'm coming up on Blood of the Dawnwalker in about a week or so. And I thought I might play Crimson Desert and really push through and see if I can't finish it before Blood of the Dawnwalker comes out. And actually the month of September hits when it's just going to be a flood of new games and games that I really want to get my hands on. And I did a thing I don't usually do. I went online to see how many chapters are in Crimson Desert to see where I was. And I'm a little less than halfway through, just as far as chapters go. I'm already 106 hours into this game. I don't know if I'm going to finish this one before this glut of games comes out. And just seeing that, it kind of, I'll just play Overwatch today. It kind of took the wind out of my sails. So Crimson Desert, I'm not uninstalling you, but just we have a lot of games coming that are big games, and we're going to need some room on the PlayStation. And so, gosh, I don't know. And speaking of new games that are being installed, last week I got into Warframe again. It had been a minute since I played this game. I don't know what made me decide I wanted to play it again. I know very well that I should have put some time into Crimson Desert, but also, I don't want to just push and fly through a game because I feel like I need to finish it. I want to enjoy it, and I don't want to have the pressure of, I only have a week, I need to finish this game, because that's going to suck all the fun out of it for me. So I downloaded Warframe again, hopped back in, and it's another one that, what am I doing? What are the controls? And it took me a little while to wrap my head around everything. I'm still not quite as comfortable with the crafting portion of it that I feel I was before. I remember the last time I played, again, it's been, I don't know, maybe a year. And I had a couple of friends who were kind of holding my hand and guiding me and telling me, okay, now you want to go for this. This is where you get this resource, kind of helping me learn how to grind the right way. I've forgotten all of that. I've just been focusing on the story missions. I never finished the main story of the game, and I know a lot of expansions have come out since I touched it last. So I've just been focusing on pushing the story, and I've really been having a good time. I played the mess out of it this weekend, and it's been good to be back in that world again. Saturday, my niece came over, or Sarah, I mean, it's both of our nieces, but it's Sarah's side of the family. She came over, and she and Sarah just hung out and did crafts while I sat in the living room and played Warframe, and they just kind of had that on. I was their background noise while they talked and crafted and what have you. So it was nice to just play games and play Warframe, and man, I really enjoy that. So it's been nice to dip my foot back into that again. A new Borderlands 4 DLC came out this week. I don't even remember what it was called. I guess it didn't come out this week. It's been out for a little bit. But I'm a little disappointed. When Borderlands 3 came out and they would release expansions, these expansions were huge. I'm thinking of like the Casino DLC, the Lovecraftian DLC, the Wild West DLC. Those things were huge. They were almost like the size of a game itself, and they had side missions and worlds you would go to with huge areas and huge maps. And the DLCs for Borderlands 4 have been a mission. Yeah, most of them do take place in a new area, which is fine, but they just seem so much smaller than I remember. You know, Borderlands 3, those DLCs, we would sink some time into those. And the DLC that I just did, I wish I could remember the name. It took me like an hour and a half and I was done. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. If you've played both, drop me a line and let me know. Are these DLCs a lot smaller? My wife Sarah and I would spend so much time getting lost in one of the DLCs in Borderlands 3. And this one, again, hour and a half and I'm done. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking back with rose-colored glasses, but I think these DLCs are a lot smaller. So it's been kind of a bummer that the content that's been coming out for the game has been a little underwhelming. I've been a little bummed about that, to be honest with you. I was cleaning out my closet. I'm lying to you. I was getting something out of the closet. The closet is a mess. And I happened to look down and I saw a game that I hadn't played in forever. Sarah and I got married in 2007. And I believe in 2008 is when we were gifted a Wii for Christmas. I believe that's correct. And there was a game Sarah and I used to play on there called Trauma Center, New Blood. Kind of not a surgeon simulator game. I played a surgery simulator game, but it's more about wacky arms and unable to control. And it was more about the wackiness of it, kind of like a baby steps at an operating table. This was a little different. This was more just about operating on someone. And it had, I believe, like a really cheesy soap opera storyline as well. I happened to see this lying in the closet. And I think I want to take our Wii U and put it downstairs on the television and tell Sarah, guess what game I found? We talk about it every once in a while, but we always talk about it very fondly just because I don't know what it was about that game that we loved so much, but it might be fun to hook that up again. The Wii U has not been hooked up. It's the only Nintendo console we have in the house, and it hasn't been touched it is very dusty. But I'm kind of tempted to fire it up and see if that little magic is still there that we used to enjoy so much. This week, I just finished up. I'm still on my pink lemonade hydration electrolyte drink, which I love so much. Just finished it before I started recording. And, I ask you this every week. What are you drinking this week? Let me know. groundsforgaming@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on the Discord for Grounds for Gaming. We have a What Are You Drinking channel. If you want to join the Discord, you're more than welcome to hop in. It's a very friendly place, and the link is in the show notes if you want to click over and check it out. Cassilus this week says, it's my birthday today, so I've got my free drink from Dutch Brothers, large iced caramelizer, half sweet with almond milk. And Ben C.N. Palmer said about the only thing I can find that's somewhat natural for a little energy boost. And I'll try to describe the picture there. It looks like an Arizona iced tea energy. I think that's what that is. So yeah, that's what you guys are drinking this week. I always love seeing what's in your cup or on your desk in a can. Last Espresso episode, I asked you, is there a game you jumped into without knowing anything about it and you ended up loving it? Over on Discord, Fuzzhead23 Chris said, for me, it was Uncharted 3. I knew nothing about the games at all, but when my PS3 died and I needed to replace it, the replacement came with Uncharted 3. The game sat on my shelf for months and I never considered opening it until one day I was looking for a game to play co-op with my 12-year-old nephew. We opened it up, played the co-op multiplayer, and I really loved it. After he went home, I started in on the main story. I played it 3 times in a row, back to back to back. Then I went and bought used copies of the original too. Uncharted has been my favorite game series ever since. I love that. Gronhellhammer says, oh yeah, Monster Hunter Tri-Ultimate. Technically, I could argue that my buddy showed me the Wii version, but I had forgotten about it until 3 years later I got it on Wii U. Wow. I did not realize that this was going to be like another Wii U discussion. This was my first introduction to the Monster Hunter franchise, and I've been hooked ever since. Ended up putting about almost 1,000 hours on my file because it was that good. And over on X, hey, I know this name, CW719 said Stellar Blade. I was going to skip it entirely, decided to give it a shot just because I had a gap in my schedule, and it ended up being one of my favorite games of that year. I love it. Thank you so much for answering the question. Question for this week, kind of talking about that Wii U, is there a game that you stumbled upon that you had forgotten about and fired up again and just had a lot of fun revisiting it? Let me know. Again, you can email me, groundsforgaming@gmail.com, or you can answer on Twitter or Blue Sky, or you can answer in the Answers channel in the Grounds for Gaming Discord. The link is in the show notes. Hey, thanks for spending some time with me today. Grounds for Gaming will be right here when you're ready for another conversation, and your seat will always be waiting.